Okay, so this is our Team Elevate October. I don't know how that happened, but October 2018 Zoom monthly call. And Erica is going to cover Success Club and some news for the month. And Joss and Tierney are going to talk about flash sales they've been doing to help promote their challenge groups. And also, last week, Tierney asked us as a team what we needed help with in our business, and so they're going to go over those questions and help us all out. Erica?
I was muted. Okay. Let me look up real fast the news for the month. I have not done that yet, but I'll get back to you on that. But September Success Club points. Our top earner was Amanda with 10. And because it is the first of the month, I know if you did something yesterday, it may not have processed. So if these are wrong, can you just private message me and I can get that correctly because I'll use these. Anyways, Amanda got 10 points. Tierney has 8. Jocelyn with 6. Natalie 4. Shay and Erica have 2 points. So we have quite a bit of names on the board this month, which is super exciting.
Good job.
Awesome job.
Let's start with the wins while I look in the Beachbody page to see if there's anything in October that we need to chat about. So, do you want to go first?
Sure. Me?
Yeah.
Okay. My win for the month, I think I got like 4 out of my 5 goals that I set for the month, and that's just a big deal because I feel like I'm always like maybe I get 2 of those goals, maybe 3. So to get more on the 4 to almost 5 makes me feel like I'm getting a little bit more, just more clarity in what I'm trying to do.
Awesome.
Nice.
Good job.
I like that. Do you want to go next, Jocelyn?
My win for this last month, well, last week I really stuck to my guns and worked smart, and I was proud of that because it's really hard to not look at everything. And I stuck to working and not scrolling, and I feel like our flash sale was a success. I was happy about that we just threw it out there and did it, instead of just talking about it. So those are my.
Way to go.
Well, how about you, Cara Jane?
Those are good wins.
Thank you.
I think just my biggest win has been getting back into a groove of my morning routine. I felt like myself letting life kind of overwhelm me again and control what I'm doing. And so I got a different planner, and I have been working on my morning routine to set up my day because I don't ever know what my day is going to be. So I can at least control my morning and have a plan of the tasks I need to do for each day for Beachbody and just my life in general. So that, and just needing to continue doing that every day. It's so simple and so hard.
I know. It really is. It's the simplest, hardest thing I've known in my life.
It's so dumb.
Let's see here.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
So what we like to do at the beginning of each call is talk about our win for the week, but since this is the first of the month, we're just switching it up and we're talking about if we had any major wins in September.
Yeah, at least for me was just sticking to dedicating 2 days out of the week to work out and being consistent with the To Be Mindset nutrition plan.
Nice.
So those were my wins.
Good job. Those are great wins.
Cool. So my win for September was going back and working at the office 9 hours a week with the baby and trying to balance that out. It's going pretty well. So I haven't thrown in the towel or had a major meltdown over it. So that's been good.
Yeah.
Taking baby to work every day. So it's been fun.
Great.
Good job.
So we've been productive and it's been going really well.
Good job.
Good.
Thanks.
That babe life is another life.
Ooh. So I was looking at the October kind of focus that they have in the Beachbody 411 team page, and it looks like they're trying to make Shift Shop be like a comeback. So Shift Shop is by Chris Downey. It's kind of like a what did you say, like agility workout? Yeah, I would. Okay. And you have like these markers on the floor and you use them for every workout. You start with 20-minute workouts. Each week it goes up by 10 more minutes. And actually got some killer results from Shift Shop. I loved it. The nutrition plan is a tad bit different because every week you take out a carb portion from your meal plan. So that's pretty cool. So anyways, it's $20 off this month. If you sell a challenge pack or completion pack, they'll put you in the coach test group. And so it looks like they're trying to kind of bring that program up some more. It's a great program. I really, really loved it. They are launching a little more obsessed next Monday. So I am assuming it is 5 more workouts like a little obsessed is. And we have a Super Saturday on October 20th. So look at your surrounding areas, see what's going on, and then make your mark promotion. I need to look at the FAQs for that because I'm a little confused as to what it is. So yeah, that looks like that's what's going on in October.
Sweet. I really liked Shift Shop when we did it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite. It was like one of my top 3 that I put in our when we were talking about our favorite programs.
Yeah, it's fun and different. Okay, well, thank you guys for sharing all that. I'm gonna jump into a couple of the questions or a couple of the things that people wrote down as the things that they're having a hard time with or they need help with. And then Joss is going to finish up with 2 more things and talk about the flash sale. So if you have your line muted, perfect. If not, can you just mute it? And okay, we're good. And then that way we won't have background noise. So one of the things someone wanted help with was, in her own words, convincing people that this coaching opportunity is amazing and they should join. So I was kind of writing down notes, and I said, and the first thing I wrote down is, number 1, we're not in the business of convincing. Never think of it in that manner. We're here to show and share the value that Beachbody has brought into our life. And that's it. We're showing and we're sharing and we're making connections. And if you're talking to someone and you see that this opportunity could fill a void in their life in some way, then there's nothing wrong with presenting that to them and offering it to them as a gift. And so I think if you kind of flip your mindset and stop thinking that you need to convince people to join your team, then it becomes a lot more, number one, enjoyable to ask people to join, and it just comes off more genuine. I remember this was a topic that Trina Gray, who is our upline in this business, she's a $1 million earner in this business. She is a powerhouse and has killed it and really has a lot of knowledge, just how to work this business from the inside out. And she went live in the Beachbody Champions page and talked about this. And the main thing she said was always lead with the person. What specifically does this opportunity, or would this opportunity do for that person? So I just wrote down an example real quick. Tiffany is a new mom. She's having major anxiety about going back to work and leaving her baby, and is also an amazing challenger in your group. You can see that she's supporting others. She's killing it in her workout. She's like trying her best. So this is someone you're thinking, geez, she could be awesome as a coach. She's already doing what I'm doing, and I know that she doesn't want to go back to work. So when you're talking to someone, instead of being like, hey, I think you would be a great coach. This is what it's done for me, which we've heard people say that, and that's not wrong. We want to share, like on our social platform, in our stories and on our posts, what it's done for us. That's beautiful. And you can share that with other people in private messages, of course. But when you're initially inviting someone, talk about what this is for them. Don't even mention yourself until you start to maybe you're going to kind of tell her, yeah, I started this when I was a brand new mom, and I was having to go back to work and I didn't want to. So I started this so that the next time I have a brand new baby, I don't have to do this. So I just wrote down a message like in my own language. So of course you would change it a little bit for how you speak, but I would just say, this is to Tiffany. Geez, you are so freaking awesome in this group. I appreciate your energy in there so much. I remember you saying way back that you were having anxiety about going back to work as a new mom myself, I totally understand. Have you ever considered working from home and getting paid to do what you're already doing in this group? So just like real short and sweet. And then of course it's hard to go back and forth and tell you exactly what to say, with what she says next, but just use your best judgment and keep yourself genuine and keep her at the forefront, and the conversation will go in the right direction. So get that word, I have to convince this person, she needs to be on my team. I need the success club point, whatever it is. Get that out of your mind and just remember, this is a new mom. Like, God, this could be great for her. And it's okay if it's not for her, because we can't say what is and what's not for each of us. Remember also that your first invite to either your challenge group or to coaching is often solely just a seed planted. It's more likely than not that you're going to have to talk to this person multiple times, follow up multiple times, and just kind of keep dropping little seeds to her, because when she's ready, she'll be ready. A lot of times for people to say yes to something, the timing needs to not only be right, but they also need to feel like they like and they trust you fully. And we also can't forget that everybody has a lot going on, and we're working on social media. They're not. So if they haven't answered you yet, maybe it's just because they're busy. They read the message, they closed it because they're a new mom, and they forgot to reply. So just remember that timing and a lot of other factors go into when someone says yes or not. Make sure you're focused on not only building a relationship like within your little private message with them, but I like to really focus on replying to their stories and replying to their posts, at least commenting on them every so often. to engage with them, to let them know that you care about their life and you're not just here to like show your life. So that's a piece where you can continuously build the trust up and the likability up with them. Excuse me. I wrote down a quick little blurb at the bottom of this as well, just an idea for inviting coaches that I used to do all the time and I totally forgot about until today when I was kind of prepping for the Zoom. I used to ask people to co-coach challenges with me. And it was like a girl like my hypothetical Tiffany who was killing it in a challenge. I just wanted to ask her to do the challenge with me and kind of be my co-coach. Have her invite her own friends and family. And she's, before that, you want her to be signed up at least as a discount coach so that she can sign her friends and family up underneath her so that she can see, oh, wow, I can just make money right away. A couple bucks here, a couple bucks there. If I just help some of my friends and family, this is not that hard. This is what I was just doing as a challenger. So you kind of just like show them the ropes as far as what we do in coaching a challenge group, and just let them kind of date the option of making their discount coach into a hobby coach or a business builder. That used to be it was fun to kind of show people, yeah, like you could do this. And it was like no pressure, you know, if they wanted the discount, they were already signed up as a discount coach, or you could sign them up as a discount coach if they weren't already. And then they can just see, hey, maybe this business piece is something for me. Let's see here. The last thing I wrote on this piece is just to constantly talk to your avatar. And if you don't know what avatar means, that just means your tribe. You might have heard it been called your tribe or your niche. There's different words for your avatar, but it's basically it's you maybe a few years ago, or it's you with other pieces connected to it. So think about who you are, what you like, what you're interested in, what matters to you, what morals you have, and talk to that person specifically. It makes the relationship building into from either just random person all the way to coach or random person to challenger much more enjoyable when you're talking to these people that you actually connect with and have things in common with, and you can see them as like a real friend. The process of getting to know someone doesn't feel like work. So just a little tidbit there, just make sure that you're walking the walk of the coach that you want to be on your team. So are you serving your coaches and your challengers? Are you serving your team? Are you doing the ins and outs of what we're supposed to be doing as coaches? That will attract other hardworking coaches that you want on your team. Okay, Cara Jane, did she have something that I need to answer? Cara Jane says, a couple years ago, I used to follow up specifically about the invite if they haven't responded, but now I try and ask them about something we were just talking about and then later bring up the invite again, so it doesn't seem that that's all I care about. Yeah, for sure. I definitely don't, I try not to, if someone doesn't directly answer me, or like they answer me and then like fall off the face of the earth, if I've invited them to coaching or a challenge group, I will follow up with them and say and follow up directly on what we were talking about, coaching invite or challenge group invite. And then if it's crickets after that, I'll just leave it for a while, maybe like a few weeks, and I'll just keep engaging with them through their stories and their posts. And at some point, your conversation kind of picks back up, like Cara Jane was saying. Okay, does anyone have anything on that they want to add? Nada? Questions or anything?
I just feel like it's changed so much because I was just going through some of my Facebook messages, and we used to be encouraged to like follow up and say like last call, and you can't, I feel like you can't do that anymore. And it also felt uncomfortable to me. So I feel like it just goes back to that piece of just like, that's okay if you didn't respond, but I still care about like your little dog you just shared in your story.
Yeah.
Whatever, showing that you really do care about them, whether or not they do anything.
For sure. I think it's so important to remember that like this is really a relationship business, and yes, we're running a business, but you can't run your business with your mindset in that fashion. I do still do last call follow-ups, but this is like I last call follow-up when someone is like, yes, I've sent them the order stuff, they're in, and then they go crickets on me. I will last call them and say, hey, I don't want to give your spot away. I just want to make sure that you know that this is the last day. And then whatever. If they cricket me still, then just like you said, still engage with them in some other way. But yeah. Okay, so next thing that someone wrote on their goals with what they need help with was staying balanced with an already busy life and working the business daily and consistently. So being able to, we're all freaking busy these days. So being able to somehow keep a somewhat balanced life while working this business and possibly being a mom, possibly working another job. We all have second and third things going on. So I think there's times of balance and times of craziness. And it's important to know that those crazy times, like you can work through, but to keep most of your time balanced. I did like a little 5-point checklist that I think is sort of helpful to me. So I hope it'll be helpful to you guys. Number 1 is to check your necessary needs. So how's your sleep? How's your diet? Is your workouts going? Are you at least getting like 10 to 15 minutes of movement in a day? How's your water? When you're overwhelmed, like it's hit you and you're like totally stagnant, it's like go back to the basics really quick. Today I'm going to get my workout in. I'm going to make sure I eat good. I'm going to slam my water and I'm going to go to bed early. And I know that tomorrow I'm going to do better. Like I'll take care of the rest of my business tomorrow. Sometimes we just have to do that. But take care of the basics first and see if that you just taking care of yourself relieves some pressure, because it probably will, since it's beautiful that our job is like to take care of ourselves. So as soon as we take those pieces and do them, usually some stress is relieved. Number 2, plan ahead. So every night I look at my planner and I do mine day by day. I know coaches who do like, they'll plan out their entire week. Whatever works for you and your brain is fine, but have a plan of some sort. It doesn't have to be super organized. Lord knows I am not that organized anymore. I don't know where that went. I used to be a lot better. But these days I do one night at a time. I look at, okay, what's standing in my schedule? Just some examples. You got to get your kids to soccer at 4 p.m. Your parents are going to stop by at 6 p.m. Or around there, just like little things that are coming in your day. So then you can think about the pockets of time where you'll most likely be able to be focused and just bang out some work really quick. And I think the key piece of that is in your plan, even if like it's slightly shifted, like, okay, you said you're going to work from 1 to 2 and oh crap, it's already 1:45, whatever, like get 15 minutes of whatever you can get done. Start to learn your business. What is a little bit faster? Like what tasks are a little bit faster than others? Maybe you're not going to do all your invites in 15 minutes and it bothers you not to finish a task. So instead, why don't you add 20 people in 15 minutes and start 20 new conversations? Because that's a lot easier and a lot faster. And then okay, got that done. I'm moving on to the next pocket of time. It's 2 p.m. I've got to do whatever. And then just continuously do that through your day. Even if you're probably not going to follow like perfectly the plan because you have a newborn or you have another job that you're at all day. Just put it down so that you can kind of roll off of that for the day. Number 3, tune into your emotions. I think this is super important. Just start to learn yourself. Notice what stresses you out. Observe the feeling and then get outside, go meditate, go pray, go take a walk, maybe fully stop and sit down, and just choose to get into a good mindset and move forward. I know this can be really hard because when something like smacks you in the face, it is hard to move forward. I try to think about like if it's not something like life-changing, like say I got a bad comment from someone or someone wrote me a bad message, that really hurts, right? So that can kind of stall you for a little bit of your day, but it's not going to change my life, right? So I need to get on with my business that day. If it's something life-changing, like you got bad news or, you know, there's a death in the family or you just something that, you know what a life-changing thing is, something that hurts to the core, give yourself a day or 2 or 3 even and like reset, because you're not going to do good work in that mindset. If you know yourself, you won't do good work in that mindset. So maybe you push off like things like invites, things like new conversations. Maybe you push those things off and you do the bare minimum, like you do, maybe you show your workout on social media, because we all know that even if we're having one of those majorly horrible days, our workout can still help us. Even if we just stretch and we just show that and we talk about that. Some of those things that are the hardest to talk about and are the hardest in our life is what you should be sharing on social media, because we know that other people are going through hard things and maybe even the exact same things that we're going through. So when you can, share it and let that be part of your healing. Another thing to do, set alarms on your phone with 3 words that you want to encompass and use those as your trigger to get back into a solid mind frame. So Brendon Burchard teaches this. It's how you want to show up to the world, who you want to be. 3 words that kind of encompass everything that you want to show. Just set like 3-4 alarms on your phone during the day so that it just pops up on your phone and it reminds you to be that way. But again, like the monumental stuff, give yourself the time that you need to, like, maybe you need to get all the way off social media. I have done that multiple times in my 4.5 years of business. And because I'm a consistent worker, a couple of days here and there, because I need it for whatever's going on in my life, is okay. But remember that the rest of the time, you've got to be consistent. Because what happens is we go, oh, I can have 3 days here, 4 days here. And all of a sudden you maybe worked like 5 days total during the month, and you wonder why, like, you're not hitting Success Club, you're not hitting your goals. So number 4, I'm almost done. Look at your workout, your personal development, your drive time, your shower time, anything where you're like alone to your thoughts. Look at that as your me time. And that's what number 4 is me time. Don't get into I have to do this mode of like your workout and things like that. Get into the I can do this mode and make it me time. Let your thoughts roll. Let yourself clear your mind. Like, it's so important to have those moments to ourselves. And then, so that's a daily thing, right? To think of our personal development and our workouts and our showers and our driving time to be our own time. And once a week, schedule something for yourself that makes you happy. Like, me and Jocelyn try to hike together at least every other week. Maybe you get a massage. Maybe you go get your toes done. Whatever. Something that really lets you release. It's so freaking important to let yourself fully, like, let go of how hard you work that week and give yourself something. And I do that, something for myself. I do multiple things for myself, like, during the week. Maybe they're not always like me going up to get a pedicure, but I'll go like do my hike with Joss, or like I I consider like if the baby is napping and I just don't work for that moment of time, that 30 minutes or whatever, and I just sit there and I think, like that's very therapeutic. So think about things that make you feel good and do them. Number 5, don't start new projects right now. We are in October. We have 3 months left of the year. Do not start a new project right now. We all have really creative minds, and mostly people who run their own businesses like us, we always want to do new things. There's always things that are like, oh my God, I got to do that. We listen to a podcast and they're like, you better start your own podcast. And you're like, oh shit, yeah, I totally need my own podcast. And you're like, everything is coming to you like, I need to do this, I need to do that. Don't start anything new right now. Just the things that you've set for yourself this year, get them done. Write them back down and get them done. Like, do not start anything. Give yourself your own little note in your phone of 2019 projects and write them down as you think of them. And I think that's all I have. I know I went too long, so I'm going to stop. Anyone have any questions?
No, that was very helpful. Well, I don't. I'm not speaking for everybody. But I also like to do too, rewarding yourself with like a massage. You know, like if I work 5 days on, you know, or if I've like for the first time as a coach, I did a full program start to finish, like, you know, reward yourself in those kind of ways too. Is kind of a nice incentive to get things done.
For sure. That's so true. I love that. And I think a lot of times we can think about like, what do we always kind of try to do for our challengers? Like the things that we kind of put out there for them, it's like, we should be doing this for ourselves in our coaching business. Like, give yourself a dang prize. Like,
Get yourself some dang shoes. Okay.
For real. That is what I'm saying. Okay. You can get so much done in 15 minutes. Yes. Okay, cool.
So,
else?
oh,
Sorry.
no. So I'm going to go on. So mine is pretty much just piggybacking off of what Tierney just said. The next question someone asked was staying consistent with times of overwhelm. So I had almost the same 5 points as Tierney, so maybe a little bit different. So I'll move these through pretty quickly. So how to stay consistent in times of overwhelm. Number 1, stop and take a deep breath. I know we can get in like such a frenzy and think like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. Just stop, take a deep breath. And then what's next on my to-do list, what I do is listen or read a PD. What I really have been enjoying doing is going on a walk or a bike ride and listening to PD. I can't do that when I run. I have to listen to music. But listen to something that's going to that's going to uplift your spirits, or something that can motivate you for that day. Or even like what I'll do is put on some Christian music, and that really uplifts my spirits and just kind of calms me and gets me back to where it's like, okay, I'm here. Next on my list is work out. I get ideas and everything feels better after we work out. And I know sometimes we think like, oh my gosh, I have too much to do, I cannot work out. And that's what's so cool about BOD too, is we have 10-minute workouts we can choose from. We have 10 minutes yogas we can choose from. And what I like to do too is keep a pen and a pad by me, because when I start working out or when I'm not focused on the overwhelm, ideas will start coming to my mind. So I have pens and pads all over everywhere. Some of my best ideas come from a workout. So that's number 3. Number 4, reconnect to your why when you're feeling overwhelmed. Why are you doing this? Why do you want this? Do you want to be a stay-at-home mom? Do you want to pay off debt? Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to send your kids to private school? Do you want to go on vacation? Spend some time to visualize that and to refocus on that and remember why you're doing what we do. Next one, brain dump. So just get a piece of paper and dump your ideas. Everything, even like non-ideas, just thoughts that are in your head. dump them out. And I feel like that's the same thing as working out. We have so much that's going on in our head and emotions. We have to like do something that gets it out, or we just bottle it up and we go crazy. So brain dumping, getting all your ideas out on or all your thoughts out on a piece of paper. After that, make a to-do list. What is going to move you forward today? Not tomorrow, today. And make a short to-do list. Just like Tierney was saying, don't start a new project. Don't go crazy on all the things you need to do. What do you need to do right today? And what can be done tomorrow? Because things can be done tomorrow, and that's okay. And my last point on that is stay off social media. Not only do you waste time, you start seeing what others are doing, and then you really start feeling bad about yourself. Like, wow, I haven't done anything. Oh, I'm just going to keep scrolling. Wow. And it's just a vicious cycle. So those are my tips on working through the overwhelm. The next question was communication after an invite. So I'm big on lists, and I'm big on writing lists. And I've gone back to this kind of piece of paper because a notebook is just too small. And I like to be able to write things next to what I'm doing. And now I need to know if they're on Instagram or Facebook, like where I'm talking to people, because I get confused. But what I do is, so how do you communicate after you send an invite? This is how I do it. I start with a list. I write down the name, or I'm already writing down names as I'm just going through life. I put a star by things of conversations that are going well, like girls that will just message me, or we're just flowing. You can tell like it's a good thing. I put a star by their name. If I think that they'll be an awesome coach, I put 2 stars by their name. So I have a little system like that so I can kind of see. And so I'm always like have this piece of paper around me. So as things pop up, I'm writing their names down. Now, after I invite them, I put a line through them. That doesn't mean they've said yes. That just means I've invited them. If they say I'm interested, I send a short message with the details of what it's all about. And I'm constantly changing this message because I talk too much and the message gets too long. And I know that's why people don't respond back sometimes. So then if I send that and they said they were interested, I send the awesome, this is what we're going to do. Do you think this would benefit you right now? And they don't say anything. I wait a day or 2 days and I'm going back through my messages. I'm kind of looking through everything, and I say, if they haven't responded back, say, hey, I never want to bother you. I just know you are very interested. Our group's getting ready to start, and I just like Tierney kind of says, I want to make sure I save a spot for you. If they don't respond again, I write their name down on the next month, and I kind of leave them alone. I message a lot of people from my stories, and that's the hard thing. Like, I see a lot of people that watch my stories over and over. I always see them, and I message them, and they never respond. So I'll send out like 2 to 3 invites, and somebody doesn't like respond. I'll send out 2 or 3 of those. So I send out an invite. They don't say anything. The next month or the next 2 months come around, I'll send another invite. They don't say anything, and then I might do a 3rd one just in case. Like, you never know what's going on in someone's life. And I always just say, I don't want to bother you. And when they do respond back, they'll say, you'll never bother me. A lot of people don't fully get what we're talking about, and they think we're asking. No, hold on. I'll message people quite a few times. After 3 times, I'm done. They can come to me after that point. I'm not going to keep doing that. You don't want to be desperate, but you do, just like Tierney was saying also, you do have to realize people aren't working on social media like we are. People go days without looking at their messages. I even do that, and they're not running a business on it. So if they don't respond, I'll say, I just want to check back in. And, and then if I feel like I'm just annoying someone, I just leave it. I don't keep going with it. We're not desperate. This is an amazing gift that, you hope people will eventually realize, but some just don't. Okay, so what is cool, and I'm going to lead into the flash sale talk with this, because, for example, one girl that I've invited for probably 2 years, maybe 3, responded to my story of wanting info on our flash sale, and she signed up last night. So it was really cool, because I feel, and like what I always am thinking is like, so I'm moving into this flash sale talk. Now I'll make it fast, I promise. But I always feel, you know, we're talking in messages. How do we, just like we were talking about coaching, you don't ever want to convince somebody. If you're trying to convince someone, you're not doing it right. But how do we get people to realize what we're saying when we say this is $160 and people just see that and they're like, no, but they don't get what all it is. And if they could just see what Beachbody On Demand is, I feel like they'd be blown away, because if you guys don't know, Beachbody On Demand is amazing. It's amazing that we have that as a tool. Our shakes are amazing, but I just think, I mean, it's all amazing. The bars are amazing. The Energize, our performance line is amazing. We have so many cool things. Daily Sunshine for kids. Like Erica gives that to Emerson every day because he's such a picky eater. And that was what was so cool about the flash sale. We were able to go live and say that. Hi, that's a cute baby. But so I really liked our flash sale. I think it could be a great thing for new coaches. I think it could be a great thing for our team to do together. And I think one of the scariest things for people is inviting. So I feel like this takes out the fear of that. And especially for new coaches, I think that is one of the biggest stumbling blocks is inviting. And that is what moves our business forward. So even with discount coaches, you can say a simple thing. Hey guys, I'm running this flash sale. All you would need, if you have a list of people that have asked what you're doing, asked about your shake, add them in this group, and we'll do the work for you. I just think it could be such a great thing for non-working coaches and new coaches, that us veteran coaches continue to guide them and help them through this. So what I did was I've been showing my workouts, which it really helps when you're following a program to really help show what you're doing. And I must say I've had so much more, which it was hard because we were at the gym, but now that I've been following Lift 4, I've had so many people reaching out to me, not so many people, but so many more people reaching out to me because I'm being consistent and showing my workouts and talking about them. Because you think, oh, I talked about it one day and nobody wants to join me. It really has to be an everyday consistent thing. And people have to see, and I even remember seeing it on a national wake-up call. One of the girls was like, I do a launch day every month. Every month I'm doing a big launch of the workout I'm doing. On day 1, nobody says anything. But on day 30, people are watching. People want to see how many diets are being thrown out there. How many people do you see? I'm doing this now. I'm doing this now. I'm doing this now. And to be a consistent figure in someone's life is huge. And I feel like we need to show that more. So what I've been showing is my workouts. And then I just did a call to action in my stories. And I just said, flash sale. If you want info, all you have to do is swipe up. No commitment. Swipe up and I'll add you to my info group. I had a lot of people say yes to that. So I added them in. And what was really cool is Erica and I watched the national wake-up call where the girl talked about her flash sale. And so we had a little meeting and planned out how we were going to do it. So in the morning, we posted it about one thing, and in the evening, we went live about it. So it's really cool because I feel there's so many things we want to say in a message, but then you say too much and you lose that person. And I want to talk about BOD, and I want to say you can get a coach discount, and I want to say if you wanted Energized, you can do this. And I want, but then it's like, it gets too much. So this was a great way to talk about BOD. And even one day I went live and just showed what it was. Like I was getting ready to do my workout, and I said, I'm getting ready to do my workout. I'm doing Lift 4, but look what there is. And people are watching as I'm scrolling. And then I even went to where the program materials are. And then Erica got on and talked about Shakeology. And we did prizes for this, and she even did a trivia, which really got people responding. People love prizes. And so she did a trivia that was how many superfoods did I say was in Shakeology? And those girls were listening, and they won a prize. She was able to talk about Daily Sunshine, and we had it all biased so she could show it. She was able to talk about Emerson and how he loves Daily Sunshine. And, you know, we had moms on there saying, is it good for kids under this age? Because my daughter doesn't eat anything, you know. So she was on a live. I was on there with her. So we're able to all communicate and answer these questions that we can't say in a message, you know. And then she talked about the bars. And then we did, and I asked them to win a prize, where are they at on their journey? We did a transformation day where we said this isn't a quick fix, but here are some awesome transformations, and had pictures from different, what is a challenge group we did? What is a challenge pack we did? And we put up that visual of the 220, you know, the good, better, and best visual. And it just worked. It was pretty easy, even though me and Erica were just throwing it out there, and we were kind of having to plan it a little more. But it was quite easy. We got the girls all the way through it. We went Monday through Thursday, and Thursday was kind of Q&A. I went live that evening, and I announced our winners from the week. And we did a Q&A, so people were able to hop on and say, you know, ask straight up, how much is this? And I was able to explain the price, you know, like it's $4 a day and blah, blah, blah. You know, we were able to talk about it all instead of trying to say that all in a message. So I feel like it was really awesome. And I feel like where it first started off a little rocky was we needed more interaction. You know, everybody was scared to say something. And, you know, we see that in a group, in our challenge groups, but once someone steps up and starts posting, you know, everybody's in. And so that's why I feel like it could be such a great thing for our team to do together, not only to get some awesome interaction, but to help our newer coaches, for it to be an easy thing for them. And also in the video, I was able to talk about a coach discount, and, you know, I was able to say the price, and I also could say, but if you wanted to sign up as a discount coach, it would be this. And they all loved that, because people love sales, and we kept saying flash sale, flash sale. So it made it urgent. And then we announced that the first person to sign up was going to get an awesome prize package. And I had a girl message me as soon as I got off the live video saying, I'm in, I want to do this. Can I have my prize? And I was like, yes, you have to. Yes, we added a link into the banner for the free workout, so they were able to try Lift 4. So that was cool. And we called it a flash sale, got people excited. I kept calling it a flash sale, and because it is on sale, you know, and I was signing people up. What was cool is you could get people on Lift 4 because it was about to come out. And I just, you know, I said they got $20 off, because they did, because they got $10 off of Lift 4. But if they just signed up with BOD, it was $160. So, you know, it was nice to be able to tell people, and you get $20 off if you sign up this week. Gave prizes. I got 2 orders off of the flash sale, which was really cool. I got, you know, and it was so nice to just afterwards say, thank you for being in this group, you know, kind of like a sneak peek to coaching, how we kind of take that whole middle part out. I mean, it's in there, but afterwards, you know, I'm so glad you were in this week. Are you ready to join us? You know, what pack do you think you want? And I'd send the visual. One girl said, I already have BOD, but I want Shakeology, like straight up. Because I feel like so many times, you know, it's like, I don't want to say this, but I can't say the price yet. And yeah, we do have to be smart about all that. But I feel like it was just like, this is what it is. It's awesome. You know, just, and people to hear you and see you, and you to be able to really talk about our products. It's not just a shake. It's not just a workout. It's over 600 workouts. It's an amazing superfood shake. It's this and this and this. So it was really easy. And
I think in one of the live videos, you were just like, you know, if you have a lipstick that you love and you share things that you love with everyone, and that's what we're doing. We're there's no catch to this. We're just telling you what it is, and I like how you put it. I think that was perfect.
Yeah, I use the thing that Vito always said, like if you have an amazing pair of pants, I said, if I have an amazing lipstick that you want, I'm going to tell you about it. And we don't even think 2 times about it. Why would we think twice about this, So I'll put it out there in the message, but I think it could be a really cool thing. I know we all do our challenge groups at different times. Erica and I have been planning them just the first Monday of every month because we always have something to invite to. So it works out nice that way. So we did our flash sale last week, and this week would be our week 0. So we're still talking to people and still trying to get them in, which is nice. You can hit Success Club for last month and get going this month as you're still talking to people and getting them in, and hit Success Club early. So I really liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. So I'll put a message out and for the people that weren't on Facebook, I just said, well, I'll tell you about it. But most of the girls were on Facebook. I had one girl that wasn't. And, but yeah, one of the girls I've been inviting for probably 3 years finally signed up with me. I message her, she won't respond back to me. And she responded to one of my stories. So, people are scared. People don't know. Everybody's selling everything. And I just feel like this is a way that we can say how awesome we are and show it. So I'll put it in the message that Erica and I will probably be planning to do another one. And if anybody wants to join us, they can.
I really like the idea of us doing it as a team.
Yeah.
I think that's that sounds awesome.
And
I'm
excited. We can all get assigned something, and the girl in the National Wake Up Call, they do it as a team because you really do need some hype people, to get it going. And then, as someone orders, so when my girl ordered first, I put her picture in the group and I announced her, so if we have a few coaches that are getting people signed up and, it's a ripple effect and it's exciting.
That's so cool. So you guys were planning on doing it did you say the last week of every month?
Well, we kind of last minute did it we can do it whenever would kind of work best for people.
Yeah.
We've been starting our challenge groups the first Monday of each month. We just have that there. So, I mean, I think the rush of it too is, I don't think you should, we're starting on Monday. This is the flash sale. I think that's helpful too. So really we could kind of just talk about it because I know we all have our challenge groups at different points.
Well, with you kind of saying that, it does kind of sound like a good idea to have it the last week of the month.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just kind of makes sense.
And so
we can chat about it. That was great.
So it helped me hit Success Club last month, and maybe it will get me going this month too. That's the nice thing about it too.
Yeah, for sure.
Being at that time.
Yep. Love it.
That's all I got. Let's get off.
That was great. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? Stephanie, do you have any questions?
I was going to ask about the flash sale. Do you have, so when you guys did it, you did it via Facebook and you just kind of went live, and then each of you kind of shared a couple products from Beachbody kind of thing, right?
Yeah, so we had made an outline, and we knew what we were going to talk about each day, so we would hit it all. So in the morning, so I have my paper right here, but we kind of did things that went together. So first, Erica talked about what is a challenge group, and then I talked.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yeah, then I talked about what's a challenge pack and what's BOD. So we kind of did things together. And then we talked about like Shakeology, Daily Sunshine, and the bars all together. So we kind of grouped things and had a plan of it.
I think that would be great because I know I've been sharing, you know, when I've posted stuff on Facebook of just my progress, everyone kind of like, I'm specifically doing PiYo, but I feel like they don't truly understand like what Beachbody is, like as much as I try.
Yeah.
You know, like it's almost like that would be so great. I think I'd like to try it.
Yeah, we definitely will do it. And I'll put a message out to everybody. But yeah, not only does it take the fear out of inviting, because you can just say, hey, would you be interested in learning more about this? You know, I have an awesome flash sale group, and adding in the flash sale word excites people too, you know. And then you kind of just take the guesswork out of it, and us veteran coaches can kind of help you along the way.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will do it this next month for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, I'm excited. Well, yeah, we'll all run it together, and we'll make sure everyone knows like when we're starting it, and so everyone can invite to it, and we'll talk about it in the team message so we can get it all rolling.
Okay.
Hey.
That sounds great.
Cool. Thanks, you guys. Let's jump off because I know everyone has